is the Vice Chair of our Advisory Board, and Brenda Metley, who is the Director of Mental Health Services and Intellectual Disability Services in our agency. Sorry for the confusion. We're here today because our Advisory Board passed a motion to propose to the County Commissioners a change in the name of our agency. We are currently the Lebanon County Mental Health, Mental Retardation Early Intervention Program, and our Advisory Board made a motion and passed that motion for the proposal to you to be the Lebanon County Mental Health, Intellectual Disabilities Early Intervention Program. We looked at a number of options, but that was the one that the board finally decided upon. And the rationale for that, as many people know, is the term mental retardation is no longer in favor. There's a fairly long history of that, so anything related to that term, which is now called the R word, retardation, retarded, or retard, is just unacceptable anymore in our field and should be unacceptable in our society. It's used as oftentimes as an insult or a derogatory remark towards individuals, and although it was one time a clinical term, it's gone out of favor, and thus the change. There's been a national effort to move towards the term intellectual disabilities. Maybe Sarah wants to add, the thoughts of the board or any experience you have or any thoughts you have on the proposed change.
As a board, we wanted to come in line with what the federal change was 2 years ago, that now that law and all laws that were enacted before that law were modified to reflect the new term of intellectual disabilities, which I think more clearly defines what the problem is with the individual and what they're dealing with than mentally retarded does. And so we're overdue, actually, by 2 years in making this change, and I'm happy that we're doing it. As a board, we felt that it was very critical and will be very critical in the coming months that we very much become an agency where we educate the public about the change, why there's a change happening now. We just don't want to change letterhead for the sake of doing that, and how it impacts on individuals that have intellectual disabilities and how we as an agency support those individuals. And so I think that was our big push from the board level, from the advisory board level, that we really push the agency to go about that education effort. And as board members, we are agents of that group to do the same thing, to make sure that people know that there is a change and it's a positive change for individuals in our community.
Brenda, if you want to add your perspective to that.
I'm real happy that we're doing this, and it is a long time coming, I think. I'm also very happy that we're keeping intellectual disability and early intervention as two separate programs, and I think our families are going to be the biggest asset because they will get the word out. And even though our name hasn't officially changed, we've been using the term intellectual disability for quite some time with our families, and a lot of the state forms have changed to intellectual disability. So the families are fully aware of it, and I think that they are probably our biggest asset to get the word out.
Well, the families and the consumers are the ones who are experiencing the pain of using the other word in a derogatory way. So, yeah, I believe they would be very supportive, and also be, part of the mission to make the change, in society.
I'll so move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the name change proposed by the folks in the mental health, intellectual disabilities early intervention program. So all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?